Hey, Clear Lake peeps, welcome back. We've kind of not been around a whole lot, been doing some other things, but we did get out we'll call it this last weekend. Um, Spent full days on the water Friday and Saturday, and if you think back, both Friday and Saturday were really pretty nice days, especially compared to Sunday and Monday. So since we've been out, we can post a little bit of a report. So we'll do that today. Geez, this is for 12/19/2023. Probably going to be my last report for the year. Don't know if I'll get a chance to get back out and fish before the end of the year. If I do, we'll have another report. So the big thing is we got rain the last couple days. I can't tell you exactly how much. I can tell you around our area, we got, I think through midnight last night, it was almost 1.75 inches, and we had more rain last night into this morning. I'm gonna guess and say we had 2.5 to 3 inches of rain over the last couple days in the Kelseyville area. No idea what happened on the other side of the lake, that side of the lake, that side of the lake. But it was good enough to where the thing that most of you are interested in is at least Kelsey Creek started running. So it is flowing. I'm assuming, haven't been to town, but I'm assuming that probably since Kelsey is got water in it and it's moving, that probably Adobe has as well, and some of the other creeks around the lake. Don't get me wrong, it's not cranking, which is good. I mean, it's definitely moving though. It went from just sitting still to water sitting in the creek beds to water running down the creek beds. A little bit on the muddy side, but you know, you would expect that. So if you're up over the next 3 or 4 days and you were planning on fishing around any of those creek areas, you might keep in mind that they may not look as clear as they were. And speaking of water clarity, man, we got into some places where we could see 4.5 to 5 feet, and the water looked great. I mean, it really looked like typical winter water. And then we got into areas that it was kind of a brownish tint. Any of you who've been up here for the last couple of weeks have seen it. And we maybe could see a foot and a half in it. So, and everything in between those two. So, it didn't get all around the lake, mainly fished in the Narrows, fished the Redbud Arm, but that's the report from what I saw. Water temperature, actually did something I hardly ever do, which is I launched down out of Redbud. And that was because we had forecast for an east wind. And actually it was two pretty nice days in Redbud, trying just to stay out of the wind. Water temperature on Friday morning was 49.7 at the launch ramp at about 8 o'clock in the morning. We spent most of the day fishing in 52.5 to 54 degree water. So very comfortable temperature for it to still be hanging in there, and we thought the activity of the fish kind of reflected that temperatures were a little bit on the warmer side. I'm sure as cool as it's been the last couple of days without any sun, those temperatures have probably dropped a couple of degrees, but I can only report what I saw. Let's see. Lake level. Obviously the lake is coming up. We started before this rainstorm, we were at 2.15. As of today, we're at this time 2.42 and climbing. So let's just round it off and say so far the lake has come up 1/3 of a foot. You know what? If it keeps coming up that way, every 4 or 5 days we get another 3 or 4 inches of lake rise. Comes up nice and slow. No panic. especially no flooding, we'll be happy. So anyway, compared to the last 2 years, we're 4 feet higher than the last 2 years. So, you know, if you came up here last year about this time or came up here the year before, there's a big, big difference. So those are the conditions as far as I saw them and I know them. No activities coming up this weekend as far as I can tell, unless there's something posted that I'm not aware of. I mean, it's a holiday, so Christmas coming up, there's usually not a whole lot going on. Although there usually are people who come up and fish, you know, on the holiday or on New Year's or between Christmas and New Year's. So we'll talk a little bit about the fishing. Hey guys, I'll be right with you. We'll talk a little bit about the fishing. Don't normally do this, but I'm not going to be around, so what the heck. Friday was a good numbers day. That one guy, and he caught 28 fish. Biggest one was 3.5, and there was a lot of short fish in that bunch. I mean, a lot of short fish. So I don't quite think we had a limit of fish of actual keepers, although we may have been close. You know, we're just not used to handling 12-inch fish, 13-inch fish. So we throw fish over and just don't really know. A couple of them I did put on the board just to kind of check and see, but this is what worked on Friday. Megabass Vision 110 Magnum in a pearl bone color. And I'm telling you, almost every fish that we caught on that dude was on the front hook. They were eating the head. As far as the retrieve is concerned, it was pretty erratic. Like, remember what I said, you know, 52 to 54 degree water temperature. Those fish were active, and the majority of them were in less than 4 feet of water. We fished in some deeper water, but just never got bit on it. So, a really good day number-wise on Friday. And then we switched gears because, you know, what do? When you're catching a bunch of fish, you switch and do something else, right? Weird life. You know, if you're a bass fisherman, you're just weird. Switch gears. Little cool baits. 3/8 ounce. 3.3 Keitech. Didn't get nearly the numbers. Not nearly the numbers. I think he had 9 fish. But he had easily 25 pounds. No big fish. Just had 6 really good, solid fish. Never did find a school that I hear everybody talking about. Just caught one here, caught one there. Depth was a little bit deeper. Most of them were in, I'm going to say, you know, it's always hard to guess, but probably 6 to 9 feet, 6 to 10 feet. And for the most part, it was just one here, one there. I think there was 2 spots we caught 2 fish on, but all this was down in the Redbud Arm. So almost probably one of the better days that I had this year. You guys and gals know I've talked about all year how I've struggled with trying to get on any kind of quality and especially any consistency. And thankfully, doing that one day and then it raining the next couple days, I don't have to worry about the consistency. We did it that day, so that's what counted. Yep, that's going to be my report. I will add to it that I know Jim was out Friday or Saturday, and he caught 100 crappie. So the crappie bite, you know, we're seeing it posted on social media and whatnot that, you know, people are catching crappie, and they are. You know, he sat in one spot for several hours and just whacked away at him and picked him off here and there. The other interesting thing to note is both he and us on Friday caught a lot of short fish, which is a good sign. A lot of small fish, you know, fish that were, some of them were same size as that rip bait that I showed you. So that's a good sign. Things are going well. Didn't see a whole lot of bait, but, you know, we're catching fish and that's what counts. So I'm going to sign off. All you folks, hope you have a very good Christmas, safe Christmas. If you fish, hope you do well. Just, we're coming to the end of the year, so those of you who have wishes for some stuff on your